Today, I'd like to share with you guys how we can recognize the signs of a potential domestic violence victim. And I'll also share with you guys a certain hand signal that victims can use to reach out for help without leaving a digital trace for the abuser to find out. Domestic violence victims are not that easy to identify because they have unwillingly learned to adapt and hide it all. But the truth is, no one can completely adapt to a painful lifestyle, and rightfully, no one should. No one deserves to. So let's start with the signs. The signs can be classified into several types. We have the physical signs, and then we have the behavioral and emotional signs, which I'm going to group together. Physical signs are easier to identify. However, as obvious as they may seem, you might miss them, as victims tend to meticulously hide these marks. Like, it's right there, but you wouldn't even notice because they're really good at concealing them with maybe, concealer. You might not even suspect a thing. But that's where the emotional and behavioral signs come through. These signs are unfortunately harder to detect. Victims tend to become withdrawn or distant, thus isolating themselves from friends and family. Besides that, victims of domestic violence also tend to become overly apologetic. It means they keep saying sorry over and over again, even when it's not their fault. It's very sad actually, because the main reason is because they're used to being told that they are at fault all the time. Other than that, victims of domestic violence also tend to show symptoms of depression and frequent talk about suicide. Most victims are afraid to reach out for help because their abusers are very watchful of their actions. So because of this, the victims are very scared that if the abuser might find out that they have been venting, that they have been telling other people about what's been happening around the house, because they have a feeling that if the abuser does find out, the victim might end up in a much worse situation than they are already in. But thankfully, the Canadian Women's Foundation invented a special hand signal that victims can use to reach out for help without leaving any digital trace. Victims can use this sign in a video call with a friend, and they can subtly do this hand sign. You won't be leaving any messages, and the chances of the abusers find out is significantly decreased. So now I'm going to teach you how to do the hand sign. I really urge all of you to learn this too and understand the meaning of it, so when the time comes, you know what to do. So it goes like this. You put your palm out like this, and then you put your thumb in, and then you cover your thumb with your other 4 fingers like so. This is the hand signal. This is the international hand signal that signifies you are currently experiencing abuse and that you are reaching out for help. Victims, this is very important for you to know, for you can reach out for help, okay, in a video call with a friend. And it's also important for the friend on the other side of the video call to know what this means. So when a friend or someone shows you this hand signal, as subtle as they can, then you'd immediately understand what it means and you'd immediately know what to do. Domestic violence is a crime, and a crime shall be punished adequately. If you are aware of any victims or abusers, don't be afraid to reach out. Your initiative can be the difference between life and death, especially while in isolation. And if you are a victim, know that you matter and we care for you, and we'd love nothing more than to help you. There is a quote I found on the internet by someone's anthropology professor which left a big impact on me. It goes like this. You all have a little bit of "I want to save the world" in you. I want you to know that it's okay if you only save one person, and it's okay if that person is you. Thank you and take care.